There we go. Yep, looks like the stream's up. However, people are in the wrong spots.
Oh, no.
There we go.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Am I visible?
On my side, yeah.
Yeah, on my side, and yeah, it looks like we're all gravy train.
Cool.
We're a little uneven. I'm up a little too far, I think, unless that was deliberate.
Yeah, it's OBS is all window cap, so
Yeah.
work in progress.
Well, no, I mean like the order, like where the or is it because it's like you're down low and then I'm up and then Athy's low and then he's up and then Sean is down, or was that a deliberate staggering of the icons? Oh, intended. Okay, never mind. Ignore me then. Sorry. I thought, based on that it could have been on purpose. All right, so you guys ready for me to host then, or?
Oh, please do.
All right.
And I am ready to get us started. The Friendly Arm Inn is a way station for travelers, both weary and well-rested. It's open to whoever has the coin for it. However, it is not a relatively cheap place. I'll show it to you guys right now. You guys can zoom in on it if you want to kind of get that atmosphere. But as you can see, it's not really an inn as much as it is a keep. It does attract travelers of all types, and that's kind of, after seeing the backstories that you guys worked up all together, I kind of imagined that as being a focal point because it kind of beacons to travelers. Did you guys... Now, I know you guys worked out a lot of this backstory connection together. Mm-hmm. Did we want to go over it in the inn?
Sorry, just getting the host set up. It kicked me out for some reason.
Well, I think one of the things just to discuss real quick, since I have you all here, would be tithing. Since we will be doing this venture together and we will be heading towards one of the institutes of mercantile trade, I think we should definitely work out ahead of time how we're going to tithe. Now, is a standard for your two faiths 5%, 10%?
Are we tithing to you, or
No, of course not. To your gods. To
me.
Well,
no.
You can if you wish, but I don't have an ego quite that big yet.
No. Tithing is done in knowledge, not in coin. I require no coin.
And you?
Same.
Gesturing too. Excellent. Well, then we have no gods with their fingers in our pockets, then, do we?
No gods. Yet, at least. Now, why were you so curious about tithing? I mean, obviously, if we were of a faith that required tithing, that would be important to us, but why would you care?
Well, we are heading to a place where everything has a price and everything can be bought. And one of the things that we will want to make sure we have is an understanding of each other as far as a contractual obligation. For example, what percentage share do we each have in this endeavor?
Right.
Well, that is certainly something that we would wish to be able to talk on when we arrive.
Okay. So, all right, I suppose. I mean, I'm not really in this for the money, I guess, but if that's important to you, then sure, we can work out some sort of contractual obligation.
Well, appearances are very important to me, and we are heading to a place where contracts are what do make the world go round.
Right, of course.
So I would say at this point, do we wish to all contribute funds and determine our shares in that fashion, or go with a different route?
Do you want me to write up a contract? I can write up a contract. Is that what you want? Felon pulls out a scroll eagerly.
Excellent. You come prepared. Well, I would say a written contract would be good, at least a general understanding. And I assume you all can read in this common language?
Yep.
Yes.
And you mind Tabaxi, friend?
And he just cocks a brow and represses a slight smirk and just nods.
Excellent. You see a drunkard kind of stumble over to your table and say, "I can read common too," and then he just kind of tumbles off back towards the bar.
Excellent.
He makes it safely, though?
Well, he falls twice.
Oh, well, that's not good.
But
It's just like, congratulations! As he goes off.
Quick tap to the various pouches and component areas.
Yeah, that's important. Felon's too engrossed. He's begun writing a contract.
Excellent. Equal shares then?
Equal shares is fine with me.
If you have no tithing obligations, that does seem reasonable. And what amount of gold should be contributed, and who shall be handling the treasury?
Contributing for what?
I don't have enough hands for that.
I'm sorry, don't have enough
hands for that.
Oh, well then, you can certainly be excused from such things. The treasury, general funds. If we're going to be traveling together, we will incur expenses.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose I can contribute a little bit, although I'd rather not handle the money. I'm not a fan.
Would you like me to handle it for us?
That's fine with me. I don't care. And Felon pulls out his coin purse and just plops it on the table and continues writing.
Yes, it's probably best not to let you handle the money if that is your instinct. Take the purse and kind of check the coinage inside.
There's 10 gold in there. That's all the gold Felon has.
Separates out 8, hands you back 2. Keep these on your person in case you need it, and we'll take care of the finances from there. And you two?
Oh. Briseis will fumble around and get out and keep the same amount that you gave him and give the rest.
Okay, so you'll keep 2 effectively and hand me 8?
Yes, I believe that's... Yeah. Yes.
I'm a little confused as to why we're handing our personal money over to him at this point.
I'm a charming fellow, apparently.
Well, he said he was going to handle all of our shared travel expenses, and
sure.
Felon doesn't want to do it, so...
Oh. I see what you're saying. Okay, I thought we were talking about the money that would come about from like, this point forward, not like...
Both, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh.
And, Cloud will kind of looks at this going on and, again, cocks a brow and says, "We're fine. Everything will be okay." And just kind of pats his own purse and goes back to watching around the room and kind of only half paying attention to this conversation.
Okay, so you've each contributed 8. Our Tabaxi friend has not yet contributed, and we will split the funds accordingly. Now, the tavern, what was the going rate for the rooms, and can we negotiate a little better for the 4 of us as one?
As you mentioned that, the barmaid that's been serving your table overhears and gets wind of that you're going to be staying for the night and lets the owner of the inn know to come on down and talk to you guys about sleeping arrangements. As you wait to have that owner arrive, you don't see anyone approach your table. It's not until one of you looks down that you see a small gnome approach and gesture. "Hello, friend."
Oh, one of the Fae folk. Excellent.
"What can I do for ya?"
We wish to inquire of renting a room for the evening.
One room? There's 4 of you. Be more than happy to put you up in my nicest room. Nicest of rooms. Maybe perhaps 2 rooms? One for the gentlemen and one for the companions?
I've not yet seen your room, so I don't know how they are laid out. Can we take a look upstairs and see? Or in the back? I actually don't know where you keep the sleeping arrangements.
He gestures to stairs that are placed in the middle of the room, oddly, and gestures for you guys to follow with.
Stand
Bella
up, head
would just sort
upstairs,
of
and
wave him off and stay there.
I'll head upstairs
as
for
you-
a quick look around. And what I'm looking for is how many rooms are full versus empty.
You do notice that most of the rooms are empty, and as he takes you up, the rooms themselves get bigger, and you see that the larger rooms are mostly empty. As he's walking and talking with you, he says, "It's really painful when iron." I'd be more than happy to offer you 2 rooms, 3 rooms even.
All for the price of one. That does seem generous.
He cringes, and he's actually very excited at the prospect of having anyone stay the night, as opposed to coming in for a drink and then passing through.
All right. And the rooms do include board, food, drink?
Oh, of course. Only 5 silver each.
Excellent. We'll make it so.
So he sets you guys up for the night. Again, grumbling about the lack of people coming through his inn. You can see that it's set up to host over 100, 150 people. You've seen maybe 10 people occupied in the rooms and maybe 15 in the lower bar area. He's mumbling constantly about the iron trade not flowing through as it normally does, and the troubles down south with the nation of Am.
What sorts of folks are hanging out in like the common room area?
It's a general mishmash of travelers. There's no real common folk in the room. It's mostly merchants and a couple of nobles. Most appear just to be from the area, passing through, quietly talking in a corner.
I'll approach the innkeeper, the gnome, I assume, and lean way down because he's all arms and legs and gangly angles. And pardon, friend, would you mind if and he holds up, he carries a flute. Have you ever seen the Dark Crystal, the Y-shaped little flute that Jen had?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, but a bit bigger, so he can play 2 melodies simultaneously. He's like, he gestures around to the room. He's like, would entertainment be all right?
Oh, but of course, anything to make people stay. He says, kind of like frowning, and he says, "Thank you, friend."
Cloud gives him a nod and slips him a gold piece, kind of on the sly, and wanders over and finds like a comfortable position, close enough to the party, but still, kind of centrally located between his own group and everyone else, and just begins to softly kind of play a melody and kind of gauging the mood of the room.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Break in this whole dice rolling thing. All right, let's see here. Actually, how would we do that? Oh, performance. Oh, it helps if I actually have it on the chat log. There we go. Boop. Nope, that didn't work. Okay.
You have to select your icon for to do anything with the sheet.
Do I? Okay. Yes. There we go. Let's see if that works now. Nope, still didn't do it. Do you not just... you click it, we don't drag. What am I thinking? I was thinking of... there we go. Not so great.
As your tune flows through the inn, you see Multiple travelers cringe as it goes through. Their faces kind of contort with a little bit of confusion, and some of the travelers actually have a little bit of tinge of hatred. It sounds very close to the Armenian national anthem.
Ooh, that's a
would be
party foul.
Intensely unaware of this, but I can gauge. I mean, unless you make like an insight roll, I can probably tell that they're not too happy.
They're not hiding the fact that they're not too happy.
I'll stop playing and I'll kind of get out my tools, and maybe there's something stuck in there, and try to clean out. Like something's not right here. There's something blocking one of the pipes.
Okay, quick question, because this is rolling differently than I'm used to. I'm seeing 2 numbers for him.
It always rolls advantage.
Always.
So that if we need advantage, it's already there.
Okay.
Or disadvantage, depending.
Quick question on the how close are we to Are we in the zone yet where arcane magic is forbidden / outlawed?
As a rule, you only get in trouble if you get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And you also know that in outlying areas, they don't have any sort of detection. But to give a more clear answer, you're not in yet. You're about a day's worth of travel to the village of Nashkel, which is the closest, in the most outlying province of
Got it.
Felon would sort of triumphantly push in front of him the parchment, having successfully completed the contract, or at least to his degree of satisfaction. Look around and realize that a lot of people have wandered away, and decide he's here to learn. So he's gonna start asking some people some stuff. So maybe if the owner's still around, go talk to him. He seems like he knows what's up.
He's currently in the back room, but you see him come out shortly thereafter, as your face turns to confusion with none of your associates around you. And he approaches and says, "Friend, I see that you scrawl so well."
Oh, thank you. I've had a lot of practice. Approximately 70 years worth. You get good after that amount of time. I have a question for you, though. I've heard of some rumors lately that there's maybe something going on with the iron around here. I was wondering if maybe you knew anything about that, or how it's affecting people, maybe?
So he says, "Hold on a second." Okay. And then he goes in the back and he brings out 2 knives.
Okay.
The first one he slams into the table, and it's up front, and it stays standing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one he motions to.
While he's doing that, like.
Yeah, my head would snap around
be like, someone just brought out a knife, so she's gonna come over and be like ready to smack him in the head with a stick. But
no aggressive posturing here. But at the sound of the knife thwonking into the table, my head would snap around, and I would wander over, since obviously the music isn't going well, to see what's going on here.
Yeah, and then as he notices that people's heads are whipping around, and then he's making the downward motion as he sees everyone pay attention to him. And instead of going to the table, he slaps the blade on the side of his arm, and it shatters.
Oh. Well, that's a problem.
I just got this knife last week. I've had 5 of them break in the kitchen. I've had to throw away 4 batches of meat because of metal shards. It's not good for business. It's not good for people coming here. It's not good for me helping people.
Right. And how long has this been going on? Like, is this relatively recent, or?
It's been these last 2 shipments that I've had. I mean, It hasn't affected me for more than a month, but it's been awful, friend. I tell you. And I can't cook. I mean, I've had some new pens with iron on the front to dip a quill in, and they just break all the time. I can't get my messages out.
Felon gasps in horror. Nothing is worse than that. And he looks intrigued. He says, "Do you mind if I take this?" And he gestures to the broken knife that's sort of scattered all over the table.
Oh, by all means, please.
Excellent.
It's completely worthless.
I take out my bag and I just sort of sweep everything off the table into it.
So only one of the knives broke?
Yeah, he takes the other one and puts it back into his belt. It looks like it was actually his.
So that one was from
much
before.
older?
You can't
No,
exactly.
but she's asking if that one.
Oh, you're asking, dear. Oh, I apologize. No, this blade's been in my family for generations. This is not one that I. It's the last one I have, honestly.
You said it's only the last 2 shipments. Where do you get your shipments from?
Well, I get it from all around, but honestly, I'm not blaming the blacksmiths that make the knives. It's not their fault. They're not making them wrong. I talked with Jim last week. He's doing everything right. It looks like his stuff is just awful.
It's just bad iron.
Yeah, and there hasn't been any coming from up north, and the ones from the south have been awful.
Rosea just kind of like cocks her head to the side a bit. She's like, wouldn't it break while he was making them? Or does something go wrong afterwards?
I unfortunately I can't speak to the blacksmith trade, but
This Jim. Jim live in town?
no, Jim is to the south. He works in the village of Nashkel.
Nashkel. Is Jim a nice guy? Talkative?
Best blacksmith I've ever had. Always, I mean, it's to the point that I paid the import tax for Armenian goods.
Really?
But
And the Armenian goods are fine. Yes?
Well, no, I mean, that's what he is. He's from Nashkel, and that Nashkel,
I see.
it's part of Am, and they tax the hell out of us when we buy from them.
But his were bad too, huh? Interesting.
At this point, Dwayne comes back downstairs, looking completely redone. He's washed and hair's all styled up, and cuffs are looking nice. Walks over, picks up the contract, just kind of keeps an ear on you guys as you're looking through the contract that you wrote up.
He motions towards Felon, and he says, "Wait, hold on. Do you know where I can get new stuff? Like, I need knives. I've been going through them like crazy now. So like, I mean, you're asking me about why my stuff's bad. So do you know where something's good?
Would Felon know where something is good? Would he have any idea? Maybe a history check? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, make a historical, this place has never failed us before check.
No, I'm not sure.
No, and you don't know, and I thought I could get somewhere. Unfortunately,
No.
It looks like no favorite dishes for anyone today.
Did any of you others hear of this problem until you were headed here? Because it seems when I set out on my journey, I had not heard of such things. As I grew closer, it became a stronger rumor, and until that knife broke, now a fact. Was it like this in your homelands? Did Candlekeep have this issue?
No, but we'd heard tell of it, which is why I'm here.
Right. So it does seem to be centered on this area. If you do need goods, if you can outrun the troubles, you may be able to get them from farther away.
An interesting suggestion.
I've gone. I can't afford to go much further than Baldur's Gate, and they're out. They are having supply issues. I don't know why. And to the south, I can't go much further than But I mean, if you guys have any ideas about where I can go, I mean, I'm almost to the point that I was going to import Kalashite steel, which makes me cringe. But if it's the only thing I can do to cook.
What? Why are you not a fan of Kalashite steel? Is there a problem with it?
It's expensive.
Oh, I see.
He looks at you. He looks at you, And then he nods, and then he looks at Casey, and then he kind of shares like a knowing glance with Casey. Sorry, Dwayne.
Understandable.
Well, if we're going to investigate this, I suppose this Jim fellow is probably a good lead. You might know more. He's a blacksmith, after all.
The best one I had, and now even him.
Well, any tradesman we can speak to that we already have an introduction to, and of course you wouldn't mind if we did tell him that you'd referred us to him.
No, not at all. Especially if you can help him help me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, and he gestures to the others, the rooms are upstairs and they are quite nice. Do feel free. Yours is the so many on the left and yours is the so many on the right.
Excellent. We each have our own room?
No, 2 to share.
Oh. Dibs, crap. Rob, what's your character's name?
His full name is Seven Cloud Chaser, but I guess he generally would just have me call him Cloud.
Dibs Cloud.
Gives a nod and pats you on the shoulder.
Yeah, see, he's fuzzy.
Ball of string trump card.
Yeah, if he's taking over too much of the bed, I just throw a ball of string on the floor. He gets out.
Briseis will just nod to Dwayne. Just shrug. Okay.
I'm sure we can make arrangements.
So did you guys just want to... I mean, it's probably 4, 5 in the afternoon. The sun's starting to wane. Did you guys want to rest for the night, or were there more things?
Now, in this town, are there any other obvious metalworkers, blacksmiths? I mean, is there a smithy that we could observe, or does this look more like just a way station?
The Friendly Arm Inn is one giant building of the inn, and then there's a small temple next to it. The innkeeper, before he turns away and he notices that you guys want to maybe look around this area a little bit more, says, "No, that's the temple my wife runs. It's the Temple de Garl Glittergold that we have here."
Ooh, I think I might go check out the temple.
And then he says, I'm sorry, I have to go back to the kitchens. I literally have the only knife that still works in this building.
Well, have fun.
Yeah, he grumbles on his way back.
No, he's not gonna have fun. Well,
So then, shall we pay our respects to the temple?
I think it might be interesting.
Briseis definitely will, just to get a feel for it. Like, just pay respect in general, like as clergy, even if it's a different god.
All right. So I'm seeing the tree of you. Is Cloud going to be...
Oh, no, yeah, I'm coming with.
Okay. As you enter, the first thing you notice about the temple is that it's very short-ceilinged. It's only about 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah,
so those of you who are taller are noticing and are having a little bit of trouble getting in.
Definitely be having to duck down a bit. Like a basement with a low ceiling.
It's built for gnomes.
Makes sense.
And then as you guys enter, you hear another gnome's little bit higher pitched voice. "God, little gold, bless you on your travels." As a small female gnome approaches you.
Briseis will bow, like hand on her chest, and bow politely.
The gnome bops you on the head, very gently, just a light touch, and says, "There's no need to bow. Go, little
Her eyes get really big, like
travels." And just so silly. Formality. Why? I'm Galena. What can I do for you?
Nice to meet you.
we're speaking with your husband, and we figured he said you ran the temple. We figured we'd stop by, see what it was all about.
Well, if you're looking for healing for your vocal cords because you talked your ear off, I'm sorry, I don't do that for free. But yes, this is my temple to Garl Glittergold.
No, that's okay. I'm used to people much more long-winded than him.
And,
Wait.
Dweller sort of strolls the outside of the area.
It's very plain. It's very basic. There's a couple of pillars, and everything is done with tiling in a gold-tinted color that's clearly not gold.
Well, this is all very lovely. Did you do it yourself? Is this actually your work?
She looks up at the height of the ceiling, and then she looks at how, like, she puts her hand above her head to kind of indicate her height, and looks at you like you're ridiculous.
Well, there are ladders.
That'd be just like trying to get a chord from 3 half-orc bards. You gotta ask him to play the same note.
That feels a little racist, Gina. I'll be honest.
Well, I can't speak to it, but I appreciate a good half-orc joke and a good bard joke, and those combine the two for me.
I see. I understand. I suppose it's good none of us are half-orcs. So, Garl Glittergold. Why Garl Glittergold?
Well, it's the patron god of gnomes. What better?
Right.
For me, for my husband, for, in fact, this whole inn.
It's just I just would expect it to be something more welcoming to outsiders, I suppose.
Well, it's nothing that couldn't be welcoming to outsiders. Garl Glittergold will always bless the traveler.
Oh, that's nice. This Garl Glittergold guy's okay. That's a lot of G's. Too many G's. Felon will pull out his notebook and begin jotting down notes about Garl Glittergold.
So just be like, well, I think it's lovely, and I thank you for welcoming us.
Of course, anytime, dear. Don't let your husband talk your ear off. Also, don't let him overcharge you for the rooms.
He's got all that covered. I don't do that. I indicate to Dwelle.
As long as the service matches the fees, it'll be all right.
She still acknowledges that you all exist, but you see her kind of turn a little bit towards, there's an altar in the back of the room, and you see her kind of muttering. And upon closer listening, it's gnomish.
Do I speak? Do I do Gnomish?
Is there any sort of I mean, I know like I said it's kind of small and simple. There's anywhere like any sort of like a offering plate or bowl or anywhere for like donations?
Yeah, there's you can kind of see a very small box right at the exit of the building.
Okay.
Alms box?
Yeah.
What's she muttering? I speak Gnomish.
Oh, you hear what amounts to a very basic prayer, asking Garl Glittergold for protection for the travelers that she hosts, and for good luck for them, and also to let them be able to take a joke.
Okay.
And as you hear this, you look at the scroll that you wrote your notes on, and you see the ink start to disappear like an invisible ink would.
Oh, that's not okay. Come on. From one cleric to another, you can't mess with a cleric of Denier's notes.
What happened?
They're gone. Felon looks
Your
dejected,
notes are
holds
gone?
his notes out, and they're just blank.
We'll
You
take
hear-
a quick peek at the contract to see if the contract's still okay.
You hear her in between her prayers. You hear, "Wait a day." In between the normal.
All
Well,
right.
please help us and please protect those travelers and let those
Yeah.
travelers welcome to our inn. And
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. I think I need to leave before any of my other work gets destroyed.
I'm gonna say I'll reach over with the tip of my staff and just kind of gently tap his head and said, "Everything is still safe. Don't worry."
Yeah, I suppose. But, it's work, and I don't want to lose it. And look, the number of times I've been chastised for losing the scroll, and to lose one now, God forbid.
Well, you haven't lost the scroll.
Well,
Scroll
no,
is
but
okay.
it's... Well, I suppose. Felon would just put his notebook back in his bag, sort of sadly, and go back into the inn.
the inn appears to be even a little bit more quiet. A couple of the more recent travelers have went back to their room. You can tell that there's still a few people at the bar, and they look like they've been at the bar all day.
On my way out of the temple, heading back to the inn, I'll drop 3 silvers in the box.
High roller. I'm wondering, could I perhaps inspect this iron, the bad iron that I got? That's all shattered and stuff.
Absolutely, you can.
So I'll pull it out and I'll make a little pile on the table, and I'll start just first I'll just examine it, just look it over, see what might be going on with it. And if that doesn't turn up anything too much, I'm going to cast Detect Magic as a ritual to see if I can maybe learn more.
Okay. As you poke and prod at it, you see that it hasn't. The particles aren't uniform. It's not like it's powdered into a dust.
Mm-hmm.
There are smaller chunks. There are larger chunks. And as you look at it with your magical sight, you also do not detect anything on the metal itself.
Interesting. Okay. I'll make note of all of this, and then I'll see if I can how easily I can crush the remaining chunks. Like, could I crush it in my hand, like just with my fingers?
Yeah, you go to touch it, and as you're inspecting it, it starts to crumble more.
Oh wow. Okay. Does it taste like iron?
Do you taste the powder?
Have you
Heck yeah, I
tasted
do.
iron before?
I mean, suppose I could take out like a dagger and lick it, and then compare the two.
So you lick your dagger,
Uh-huh.
and it tastes like iron.
Right.
And then are you eating this powder? Are you gonna snort it?
No,
Are you
no. I'm just gonna stick my finger in it and then taste it.
As you taste it, it also tastes like iron. And seeing as you've put iron powder into your mouth, can you make a con save for me?
Absolutely, I can.
Oh, fun.
Pursuit of knowledge is important. Oh, there we go.
Wow, it's all garbage rolls tonight.
Hey, get them out of the way early.
Well, if that indeed happens.
Okay, so
where are you doing this?
Just
your
in the
room,
end.
or-
Down
or,
in like the common room.
Yeah.
You're at the
just
table?
at a table, yeah.
Dwayne walks back into this and is like,
Briseis is probably sitting and watching all this.
Yeah, no, I'm like
going on? And
perched on my
she's
chair,
not
just
stopping him?
fascinated.
But she's just kind of making like a bad life choices.
maybe 2 gold was too much to leave him with.
He's developing an expensive iron habit now.
Yeah.
and you taste that dust, and you spit it out, and as far as you can tell, nothing's happened.
Okay. Could I maybe roll a medicine check to know, so I know I ate the iron. What would happen if someone normally ate regular old iron? Could I maybe make a medicine check to learn the effects of iron poisoning?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's go with
Hey, there we go.
A roll.
So iron poisoning,
Uh-huh.
you get a bad case of stomach ache.
Okay.
And you might throw up.
Okay. So if that happens, then
It
it's
was
iron poisoning. But if something else happens, then we might learn more. So Felon will write down in his notebook, expecting stomach ache, approximately 2 hours.
Briseis is like, is this really necessary?
He looks at you, kind of confused, and says, well, yes, how else am I supposed to learn what it is?
Not by eating it?
Oh. Well, I mean, if you have a better option, I'd love to hear it.
Your thirst for knowledge is surpassed only by your bravery, my friend.
Thank you.
It's falling apart so easily. We should probably go talk to the blacksmith, because I can't see how we actually managed to create something out of something so fragile.
I agree.
In the morning, yes.
That's a long time from now.
Though it's going to powder in your fingers now, it took him slapping it on his arm to break it earlier. So it is growing more fragile as time goes by.
Yeah,
or
maybe
it seems to be.
Because I'd imagine if it looked bad when they mined it, they would have noticed something was going on. So it got, like, mined, and then it got refined, and then it got to the blacksmith, who then worked it, and then it got here, and that's when they noticed something was wrong. I'd imagine if they noticed something was wrong earlier in the process, then it wouldn't be here. I'd imagine. I don't know, though.
Not everybody is entirely trustworthy about such things.
True. Very true. We'll see.
All right. Well, our food and drink is paid for. So
Excellent.
do enjoy yourselves and make sure you fill up. Seems as though we've got some traveling to do tomorrow. And Bracis, your room is there. You two will be sharing. And then mine's over here.
Okay, so that's my cue. There was a very long pause there. Are we eating and then anyone want to do anything?
No.
I think for the evening, it seems like we're probably at a point to move on.
Yeah, I don't have anything else specific unless an event happens.
Yeah, same. I'm mentally turning over the idea of trying to perform again, but I'm leaning against it at the moment. I don't want to get us run out of the place before we actually get a chance to spend the night.
Well, you do seem like you would really like to perform. Would you like some assistance in choosing the right song? I think you may have played an anthem from a less than popular area.
Oh. And he kind of looks curiously, and he's like, I wasn't aware.
The strains were similar enough. Perhaps you could play a few, bars of what you wish to play, and I can help you choose one that's not so,
Or just don't play
offensive.
the song you played last time.
Looks like he's chewing the idea over in his head in a bit, and this is fair. At this point, staying closer to the group rather than moving in a more central location. I'll start over here by us, and if things go well, make my way further into the common area, maybe like wandering around. So let's give this a shot again.
So I'm going to try and help him out with this. And
I'm going to use the help
I'm
option.
going to try and help you out with this and, pull it away from you if you do something a little crazy.
We don't have to go that far. Just give me a look. So that adds advantage, right?
I would hope.
Doing a help option.
I would also hope, and I hope that your advantage makes a difference. Because as you get ready to prepare, it looks like the inn is serving its main dinner course as they do that. So the inn is much more populated than it was previously.
All right. Well, here we go. Hey, that's better.
You can see
I'll
people.
take a 17.
actually start to smile and enjoy. You can't tell if that's because of the food or because of the type of song you were playing. Go ahead and tell me that.
I'm sorry, what?
What kind of emotion are you trying to communicate with your song?
I mean, I'll probably lean back towards something I've played before that I know, something that's a little more, because everybody in town seems kind of dour, and like I said, people that are just like spending all day at the bar, clearly just kind of drinking themselves stupid. Maybe go for something a little upbeat, a little less melancholy, a little more cheerful.
You see, most of the people get smiles in their faces,
This is what we
and
want.
also you see a couple of them, and you overhear a couple of different tables talking about their homeland and where they came from and maybe their families. How long do you want to perform for?
I'll wait until, like I said, I'll through like maybe like the first 15-20 minutes of people eating, and then I'll fade back to the group so I can actually eat myself.
Okay. So as you're at the end of Cloud's song, as you're all eating, you see Felon suddenly make a pale face.
I think it's happening. Or at least he would say that. I'm assuming he's going to barf, right?
Yes, that
Okay.
is what appears to be happening.
Oh,
Excellent. So he's going to say, I think, and then start puking, and he's going to try to direct it into his tankard, if that's possible.
I won't make you roll for that.
Oh, thank you.
That can just be what happens.
Oof.
After he pukes, Felon will wipe his face off and say, seems like iron poisoning at the moment. And then he'll write down how long after he ate it he puked and how he feels after puking.
Dwell's just kind of cover his face and seem to be mumbling into his hand for a few seconds and do a quick prestidigitation spell and trying to spell the smell of the puke. That just...
Briseis will just sort of like pat him on the back and like rub soothingly. Relax. Drink some water. Drink a lot of water.
Whew.
Yeah. Bentley comes over and he plops down and you guys hear the thump of a plate hit the table, and it's got a BLT on it, and he says, "Eat up. You will be better."
Excellent. Thank you. And Felon will start eating it. Worst case scenario, hopefully it just tastes almost as good coming back up. So we'll see what happens.
I'll keep kind of a side eye on him to make sure that he looks like he's doing all right, but
It's delicious.
Excellent. Perfect. Is it turkey bacon or regular bacon? Because that's important.
this is so rude, you guys.
It's real bacon.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's real bacon.
Thank goodness. I mean, what kind of place would serve turkey bacon on a BLT? God. Ridiculous.
Well, I would imagine not a pseudo-medieval fantasy society.
I hope so, too. But no, Felon will happily eat his BLT.
It is going to be difficult to introduce you guys in any sort of polite society.
Are we going to see nobles? I thought we were going to see a blacksmith.
We're going to see a lot of people.
Oh. I don't think the nobles know much, but maybe they do. Let's find out.
Maybe you should
Thank you.
relax a little bit first.
I don't... Why?
In case it happens again, you don't want it to happen upon a noble.
Well,
Yes, the nobles would appreciate that not happening upon them, especially this noble.
I go over to a trash can, and I dump out the tankard, and then I'm like, see, I'm fine. It's perfect. Is there anyone... So you said this inn is now like the fullest it's been since we got here. Anyone of any particular interest? Anyone who stands out? Anyone odd?
The puking elf.
Hey now.
So I have a feeling the oddest people in there are probably the three of us, but
Right, but you never know who else might be in here.
after us, everything's relative on down.
as Cloud has this moment of insight that he and the rest of your group are probably the people that stand out the most. You realize that, yes, you really are the people that stand out the most. It's populated, but it's populated with people who look like they're traveling merchants. Nothing in particular stands out to you.
Mostly humans?
Yeah, almost all humans.
Okay. So there's a lot of merchants, you say. Felon's going to try to see if any of them are selling any iron from down south.
So you approach one merchant, and as soon as you say ask for iron, he makes a face and says, "Ugh, no money in that."
Why is that? Everyone uses iron, right?
Can't get it from the north. Can't work it from the south.
Can't work it from the south. What do you mean?
Everything from there is trash. Trash.
Hear any rumors as to why, maybe?
No. I'm not a blacksmith. I don't have any contacts in the iron trade. It's not my jam. I sell grain. You want some grain?
What kind of grain?
I saw you earlier. I mean, I can get you some wheat.
Ooh,
You need like about 300 bushels?
300 bushels of wheat. That's a lot of wheat. Hey! I wave back over to... Is it Dwale? Is that how it's pronounced?
Dwale.
That feels weird. Dwale. I wave back over to Dwale, and I'm like, do we need wheat?
No, you do not need wheat.
Okay, I guess we don't need wheat. Sorry, buddy.
And he looks at you, and then he just turns his entire body away from you and goes back to his drink.
Well, that's rude. Felon,
Did you at least buy him a drink for bothering him?
Well, no, I just wanted to talk to him.
Buy him a drink.
Well, he didn't know anything. I'm not going to buy him a drink for no information. If he knew something, maybe. Why? Do you want some wheat? I know a guy who can get you some sweet wheat. Or I suppose it's sweet. I don't know. I didn't really see it.
Sir, please have a drink and have the tender put it on my tab.
You see him slam his drink all the way down and then immediately ask for another one and kind of raise his hand upwards.
Oh, well.
This is kind of like watching. It's like, I feel like I'm learning something.
So do you think he knows anything about the iron now, or?
No, but you still need to compensate him for his time.
But I didn't cost him anything, right? Like, does everyone do that?
Does he look happy?
Well, no, but...
Does he look happier than when you started talking to him?
Well, I suppose, yeah.
After I gave him the drink or before?
After he looks happier.
So you did not improve his day.
Right.
You took up his time.
Right.
So we're going to give him something to thank him for that.
Oh. Seems like kind of a waste to me, I'll be honest.
The merchant, seeing you guys yell this conversation across the bar, stands up, looks at Felon, like, just can't even comprehend that you're a person. He goes to Casey, and he hands him his business card for the Seven Sons Trading Company.
Are you gonna buy some wheat?
Please excuse him. I'm not sure how long he's been in his books, but it has been longer than it should have been.
About 70 years, I'd say, give or take.
As I said.
I understand. If you need wheat, or if you need bulk, give us a shout.
I told
Certainly will
you.
keep it in mind.
Yes, Felon will sit back down frustrated at our table.
Well, you learned something. Isn't that important?
I suppose. I mean, I didn't come here to learn about people. I came here to learn about the Iron Crisis. and he did not give me that. So,
You said Denier likes learning.
right, but I've read a lot of books about interacting with people, and frankly, they're all kind of dull.
Well, you can't
You can't
learn about
much.
interacting with people through a book. You have to interact with people. That's how it works.
You can learn about everything by reading a book. That's crazy talk.
There are more people in the world than there are books in your library.
I find that hard to believe. Someone has never seen the stacks at Candlekeep, let me tell you. I would be very surprised.
Well, we shall see.
Felon shrugs like, maybe.
I think on that I will retire.
All right. Have a good night.
Yes. Dwell
See?
heads up.
That was polite, right?
That was an excellent effort.
Got it.
Then off.
Yeah, I'll probably finish eating, and then if nothing is going on downstairs, I'll probably head up too.
Mercedes is not, she's pretty sure they're not going to get much more out of merchants if that's the standard reaction to something that's not making any money. And people that don't deal with iron. So.
Felon would he'd probably spend a little bit more time down there, like compiling his notes for the day, and then head to bed. And to make sure he didn't puke in his bed.
That's another question. Are there double beds in the room, or is it just a single?
It turns out that there's 2 beds in each room.
Nice.
Don't need to get puked on. That's good.
Looks like the
How far it
protection
gets.
of Glitter Gold has done well for this place.
Your fur is safe for the evening.
Okay, I feel like this is a rest.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Down to bed.
Okay.
Briseis will wake up slightly before the dawn, and that's when she does her prayers and having a chat with Lathander while everyone else is still asleep. She will go elsewhere, so Dwell isn't bothered by any conversations.
3 rooms, right?
2 rooms? 3 rooms?
3 rooms, I thought.
I don't know. I wasn't the one that set that up. So
Okay. I think it ended up being 3. So, but either way.
Okay. So, but if anyone is awake, they will hear her talking if she's in a room by herself. Just having a one-sided conversation. Just about what's going on.
Dwell just sort of lies there for a few minutes, listening and like, I'm in such trouble.
Felon would wake up decently early, light his candlestick, and begin doing his daily prayers.
let's say you'd wake up to that to find Cloud on his bed, sprawled in an extremely awkward position on his back, probably with like his head hanging off the edge of the side of the bed and limbs at weird angles.
The cat spine bendy turtle thing.
Felon would draw a quick sketch of it before he began his day.
Occasional like lip and paw twitches.
All right. As you guys go through your morning rituals, there are no sounds of alarm. There is no chicanery
Well, that's always good.
from the inn. You are not ambushed by assassins.
It's good.
But the porridge is cold.
Oh no. But yeah, after doing his daily prayers and all that, Felon would head downstairs.
As
Strap her hoof back on and go downstairs.
As each of you come down the stairs, you're greeted to a slightly calmer inn than in the previous night. There's porridge actually out on tables, all ready for people to just sit and eat. As was previously forecasted, there's no steam coming off of the porridge. But you see a lot of people just sitting above their bowls, slowly trying not to fall asleep in their porridge.
Is it just because it's like early in the morning, or everybody's just that low energy?
You can tell from the way the bar was last night.
Oh, okay.
And
You recognize some of the people who were...
Okay, makes more sense. I wasn't thinking about that.
So, Mercedes will take a seat at their table and poke a bit at the porridge, then give it a try.
it's cold, but not gross.
Try.
Beautiful.
No.
And it tastes a little bit like bacon.
Sure.
Never go wrong with bacon.
So are you eating this with stub hand, or is it just with
No.
the other hand?
No.
Replaced it with spoon hand.
No, like she'll lean the cane up against the chair or the table and eat with her actual hand that can function as a hand.
It's a pretty relaxed morning, so it isn't overly busy in the inn.
Is everyone else down there as well, or?
Eventually,
Yeah, Dwell will come down looking like he had someone help him get dressed. Hair's done, cuffs are set. He's all squared away. Comes down, sits down at the porridge, hands covers his face, sort of mumbles for a little bit, and then starts eating. And he'll do a little prestidigitation, warm in flavor.
You see a barmaid swing by and just kind of smell the porridge that you had done, and she kind of looks wistfully at it and walks away.
Did you sleep well? Dwell.
Oh, I always sleep well.
At this point, Felon would come down. Probably like literally the exact opposite of the way Dwayne came down. He still has bed head, and he's clearly just sort of thrown his tunic on over his armor, and he comes back. He comes down, and he sort of crashes down on the table, and he's like, "Ooh, porridge!" and he just starts eating it aggressively. He's quite hungry from puking up his dinner last night.
that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need to work on your entrances too.
It was pretty good, right?
Memorable? It was memorable.
That's important.
No.
Oh.
Mercedes will at least brush her hair, but...
A barmaid swings by Felon and just drops the second bowl of porridge down,
Nice.
seeing the way that he's eating.
Excellent. He'll just smile at her and then move to the second bowl of porridge.
So I take it your stomach is better this morning, friend.
Yes.
Good.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I suppose it could be, but I feel much better, so.
Narrow my eyes and scoot my chair a couple inches further away.
The barmaid comes back after he's done with his second bowl of porridge, takes it from him and nudges him towards a sign above the bar that says, "Tips are always appreciated."
Oh, right. That's the thing here. And Felon fumbles for his coin purse, and he pulls out just a handful. Gives her 5 cop. Oh.
Okay, that's
He's giving like 5
As
copper
soon as
coins.
it's a glint of copper, I'm like, okay, we're good. It's not gold he's giving away.
Yeah. She just stands there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good porridge. Thanks.
And then she kind of laughs.
confused.
She looks and laughs, and she accepts your tip, just smiling about people who just can't do it.
Bellin looks confused, but pleased with his porridge. So he's overall pretty good morning still.
Now, as we're eating, do any of you happen to know how far away the town with the blacksmith was that he mentioned?
He said the day, didn't he?
Don't recall.
I think that's what he said.
You hear in between, yelled from the back, in between the sounds of a knife, "A day!"
I remember it. A day.
A day.
Because sound travels really well in here, apparently.
A day there and a day back? A hard day, an easy day? That's all right. We'll figure it out.
That's the adventure, right?
I'm sure there's inns there too.
Probably. Maybe Jim will let us stay with him.
Have you been to a blacksmith's?
No.
I'm just curious. Okay.
It sounds
you
like
know,
Jim
they have a forge and
has enough inconveniences in his life at the moment.
Well, we could sleep in the forge, right? It'd be warm in there.
Ah.
No.
Well, I mean, he's not working any iron, right? So it's not going to be. It's not like he's using it.
It's fair.
You see him lean out of the kitchen and yell, "Jim is not friendly. Don't ask to stay at his house."
Oh, okay. All right.
We'll figure it out when we get there. Don't worry. We have a lot of
All right,
time
then.
to ponder.
Well, if it is a day away, I suggest we all finish up, pack up, and be on our way. Is there anything that you
Excellent.
guys need before we set out? Does everyone have food to eat?
Yes.
He's looking at a certain person right now.
Yes.
As you guys see yourselves preparing, you see most of the inn is also exiting back to their rooms. It looks like most people are staggering back up the stairs after their half bowls of porridge.
Is it so bad around here that this is happening to these people? Just because of iron?
Well, for some of these people, if they're traders and merchants, this could be their whole livelihood. If you
And
were
then you
worried about
hear-
providing for your family and being able to make a living, if this is your living, I can understand their sorrow.
And then as he's also explaining, like as you guys are having that conversation, you hear someone else throwing up into a tankard.
And with
Okay,
that,
Were they all experimenting with the iron?
Or
Fellow
a bit
man
too
of
much to
science.
drink.
Or the ale.
I think at some point, Briseis is gonna take Dwayne aside just for a moment and be like, "I've never really met many elves. Are they all like that?" Just
Not
honestly
most
curious.
that I have met, no. Most tend to be a bit more refined and elegant.
There weren't anywhere I can.
They have a certain nobility to them. I'd actually wonder if there was dwarf in his blood.
That I could believe.
And you guys called my half-orc bard joke racist.
Well, she's from somewhere where there were no elves, but there were some dwarves, so she could kind of make that correlation. But she likes dwarves. There's nothing wrong with dwarves. So they're on their way?
Let's set out. And I believe we've all been walking together from this point, so it's just walking together.
So as you guys exit the inn proper, you're actually surprised at the amount of guards that are back outside. When you would come in, there were only 2 at the front gate and 2 by the entrance to the inn. It seems like there's 8 or 9 staggered around now. As you see them standing there, most of them look bored.
Are they dressed like town/this area guards, or is anyone in a different livery uniform as if they were accompanying someone from outside?
All of the guards look to be in the standard Friendly Arm Inn uniform. Basic leathers, a little itty-bitty sword. But you do notice that there's more of them, and that they are just standing. They're not looking, they're not actively trying to find anyone. They're just standing.
Like around the keep specifically?
Yeah, mostly from the entrance to the inn and through the portcullis at the front.
Did something happen?
Well, let's get
I'm
to the
not
bottom
sure.
of this.
Let's find out. Call over to the closest. Excuse me, sir, Lord Dwale. Is there a problem, or are we expecting some trouble? We were about to set out.
So the guard that you go to talk to completely ignores when you call out to him. He's talking to another guard. Both of them look very disinterested with what's going on around them. And they're talking about last night and how much beer they drank.
Ah.
You mean to get their attention?
I don't think so. It seems the entire town is just hungover. Or the entire area.
You hear them grumbling to each other about how they had to pick up extra shifts because of all these damn merchants and their neediness.
Well, that's weird.
Well, luckily we're not merchants, so shouldn't be a problem.
Doesn't seem to be anything to interest us at the moment, so I think we can move along.
So they escort you out, and then as you leave, the portcullis actually closes behind you.
That's ominous.
The music stopped just as you said.
Yeah. And then the combat music.
Dun, dun, dun.
As you guys notice, they wave and just say, "It's totally fine. We always keep it closed."
Was it closed last night?
Yes, it was closed in the previous night. They always do keep it closed.
All right. Well,
This has something to do with his first song, doesn't it?
I think we're spies for Mom. All right. Let's keep going.
So as you guys travel, those of you who know the area know that there's a road pretty much as a straight shot between Baldur's Gate and Nashkel is on that road, and
Right.
also the Friendly Arm Inn is on that road.
So we just got to follow the road. Easy enough.
Briseis is gonna muse like, so was it a day walking or a day by horse? As they go, just like.
Let's hope it's walking. I don't have a horse.
So as you guys are walking, the land itself is actually very green. There's not a lot of forestry throughout the lands. Most of the forests are contained either to the east or the west of this road. And as you travel. It's just wide open fields of grass. There's some hills, but the road is well maintained and it doesn't actually hurt your feet, unlike hiking on regular land. Felon,
go ahead.
Yep.
you would know, given the lay of the land, that this is actually a 1-day by foot travel all the way to Nashkel.
Oh, excellent. So, I would announce that we should be pulling in sometime this evening.
And while we're traveling, I'm just gonna be kind of generally keeping my eyes like on the horizon, on the tree lines, on the road ahead, just kind of scanning around, just making sure, keeping my ears up, my eyes peeled.
As you approach on the road, the sun hits its zenith, and you start to take notice about how it's actually hot outside. In the inn, you had the comforts of shade, but on the road, this is a warm day. It is a sweltering day. Those of you in armor are feeling it.
You all look a bit warm.
Yes.
Perseus doesn't seem to be bothered too much. Like she's from really far away and she walked that entire distance or limped. Like she does have a limp. Like sometimes she'll walk with the cane like under her arm. Sometimes she'll like actually use it. But she seems to be all right. Like she doesn't complain about anything, even if like her balance gets funny. Like if she steps on a stone or something that she doesn't feel. No complaining. You'll never hear anything from her.
Yeah, between wearing no armor and being from a more tropical clime originally, this is fine.
Felon hates it. It's the worst.
Complaining the whole time.
He's like, I didn't even want to bring the armor.
Here, I can help.
it.
I can help a little, but I can't do this for much longer. As we approach I need to do a few less tricks. So I'll do a little prestidigitation again and chill a cubic foot of non-living material, which happens to be the biggest piece of armor he has. He's got frosty armor for about an hour.
Nice. Excellent. Appreciate it.
Yes, well,
So
remember to keep that less announced as we draw close to
right. No, I got it. Arcane magic and they're not fans. So how's about divine magic? Divine magic's cool. Like, are we all good on that front?
From everything I've heard, yes.
They don't like magic there? Or just not wizards?
Arcane, as far as I'm aware, they do have several temples, and I believe some are involved with the trade, though I'm not sure on that.
Could I maybe roll a history, find out a little bit about the role of religion in and whether divine magic's okay? That kind of thing?
Sure, go ahead. Absolutely.
Oh, that's a good check.
Yes, that's a very good check. As you know, everything comes back to the basis. Everything can be bought with coin in The Armenian nation recognizes many churches.
Okay.
And the churches that are recognized are allowed to freely cast spells, as long as the people who are casting those spells are the member of the appropriate church and paying the appropriate tithe and taxes.
I don't suppose Denier is one of those churches, huh?
Even with that extensive knowledge of Armenian history, you don't remember any churches or any covens specifically to that.
And would I know perhaps what the penalty for casting magic as a member of a not approved church, or as like someone not officially licensed, would be?
You know that it's a particularly steep fine, and it's also one of the few fines that would be punishable with actual prison time.
All right, so let's keep the magic on the down low all around until we can maybe get a bit more of a foothold.
I don't see that being a problem.
I hope you're right.
And as you guys ponder the nature of magic and nations. You're arriving up a hill. And as you crest the hill...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
A scene transition occurs.
As you're cresting up the hill, go ahead and put your tokens in the way that you would walk.
Where? Okay, hold on.
Are we just pulling them in?
Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
go ahead and pull them in, and
Aha.
I'll help you there. There you go.
Oh, now there's like 3 of me. Wait, no. Okay.
There you go. There's...
Drill just sort of advised to say, wouldn't it make sense to have the shields on the outside?
Whatever.
Yes.
I mean, I don't really use the shield. It's more for decoration, to be honest with you.
Really?
So is this a conversation that you guys are having as you're
This
walking
is
up
a
the hill? This is what you want to have?
Generally speaking, I just figured like I would be hanging out somewhere near him and towards the front. So
her shield would. She would probably be on the other side. Well, it doesn't really matter.
no. Okay.
She's not protecting anyone specific. She's protecting all of you guys.
I know. Which way are we walking? North or south? We're walking south,
You are
right?
coming from the north. Yep.
So we're walking south. Okay, yeah.
And you are walking to the south. That is correct.
Coming up on a hill.
And you're all in the way of Casey. Got it.
Trail behind, drinking my chilled wine.
And at this point, I'm going to petition for a 5-minute break.
Okay. That's fine.
Fair.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I will be back in 5. That many minutes. There we go.